What is going on out there, peeps? All right, let's get back into what's happening over in Iraq. All right, because this is the anniversary of the demonstrators who were shot and killed. So you're starting to see a little bit of an uprising in memory of those innocent people who were shot and killed. Keep in mind that a lot of the people that were involved in the shooting have been relieved of their duty, and some of these people have been arrested. All right, so I'm hoping that the protesters go out there, make yourself heard, but let's keep it peaceful. We don't want no kind of civil unrest because we're trying to show the international community that there is stability in Iraq. All right. A reminder, everybody, that if you are interested in buying some precious metals, give our friends over there at Money Metals Exchange a consideration. The link is in the description. If you are a first-time buyer and you buy more than $100 worth of precious metals, use promo code Pimpy, P-I-M-P-Y, and get a free half ounce of silver. As you guys are well aware, I'm still not able to get onto Facebook, and I see a lot of my friends have been booted. So here's something interesting, just so I can tell you real quick. Mine says my accounts have been disabled. My other friend says their accounts have been removed or deleted, which is interesting wording. So I don't know if they've removed me altogether. If you guys are experiencing these things, please let me know what you think it is when they say that right now my account is disabled. It doesn't say removed. So I'm wondering if I still have my accounts, and I'm just waiting until after the election is what I think is going to happen. But nonetheless, you can catch me over here on Pimpy's investment chat. And as most of you are aware, if not, I'll tell you now, you can also see my profile over here in the GESARA Club. All right, so I want to make sure that you're aware of this, because if something should happen to me on Twitter, you know where to find me. This link is in the description. You could just go down to where you see my profile and click it, and it'll take you to all my videos. You're more than welcome to share them. All right, you guys. All these different platforms, and I would encourage you to sign up for the newsletter in case they do kick me off these platforms. These people know how to get a hold of me, and I will let them know where I'm at so they can inform you, and you can come find me if you want. Okay. All right, let's get into what's going on over here in Vietnam. So, Al Qadimi's military spokesman issued a severe warning to the demonstrators. So, all they're doing is making sure that they don't get out of hand. They want to respect the right for them to protest. They want to respect the right for them to go out there and, speak out about what happened this time last year. There's nothing wrong with that as long as they keep it peaceful. So, anyways, this general was there. He said in the afternoon, there were those who tried to offend the demonstration by targeting the security forces with a number of homemade, handmade pomegranates and stones. I didn't know you could make pomegranates. But anyways, which resulted in injuries amongst the security forces, some of them with moderate injuries. So, again, you're going to get those people who are there for the demonstration peacefully, and then you're going to have those agitators, whether they're like our agitators here, which are paid to go out and do this kind of crap and cause really a lot of chaos, or if they just on their own are doing their own thing. But nonetheless, this is what happened during the demonstrations. Was there was rocks and stones thrown at the security forces. I get why the people were upset. You know what I mean? They were shot at. I think hundreds of them killed while they were sleeping in camps. These security force people showed up and opened fire on innocent demonstrators. And as you can imagine, they got those orders from Iran, not Iraq. So nonetheless, they're just saying, hey, look, you keep messing around, we're going to identify you. And they're encouraging people to turn them over. So they're trying to work with the public. They're going to say, look, we're going to recognize your right to protest. Let's work together. But those people who were there to cause problems between us, hand them over to us. That's not what you want, all right? So that's pretty much what this boils down to right here, okay? So the officer and the commander-chief announced that it has thwarted an attempt to bring in 61 vials into, and I believe it's pronounced Tarare. Anyways, so the commander said that they found a minor, it looks like. So somebody born in 2004, what's that? That's 16. Okay, so they are a minor. They caught a minor and they arrested this minor, or juveniles, what I should say, carrying 61 bottles for what do you call that? Mocktail cocktails, little bombs. Okay, is what they caught, and it was intended to be in um, the NESARA cartridges that they were going to use to target the forces. Sorry, I lost my place when I was reading. Sorry about that. Anyways, so they're going to use them against security forces. This is not what you want. It's one thing to throw pomegranates and rocks, but it's another to be throwing handmade hand grenades, so to speak, that can kill people. That's different altogether. Again, you are going to have those people in there that are wanting to be peaceful, and then you have agitators in there. We can't afford for Iraq to start having agitators in there and stirring up the pot. They have made so much positive movements going forward that we don't want to see anything going back. But nonetheless, they arrested a teen. He had 61 bottles banned. I tell you what, once they get that juvenile in jail, I'm sure it's going to be really quick that he starts spilling the beans on who else is involved. So nonetheless, anyways, there was a little bit of a skirmish that broke out between the security forces and the demonstrators. Not too bad. It could have been a lot worse. But nonetheless, what I mean by it could have been worse, had this teenager or this juvenile gotten into where the demonstrators are with these, they're very flammable. They use them here. In case you haven't noticed, we've seen Antifa use them. So, once they throw them in that whatever fluid they're using, I'm sorry, I don't know anything about them because I don't throw them around. But nonetheless, whatever fuel they were using, if you guys saw the video of the Antifa throwing one and it hit one of their own people and it caught his clothes on fire, and they had one hell of a time putting whatever that liquid was out. I mean, they jumped on it, did all kinds of things. It takes a long time for it to for them to put the flames out. So I can only imagine what happens if that gets on your skin. You know what I mean? So it's a very serious thing. But nonetheless, they caught a teenager or juvenile running, trying to get into where the demonstration was with these, and they were able to stop them. Man, this is the great thing about Al-Qadimi's government and the security forces. They're really good. A lot of good things are happening. When the crime is committed, they've been very good about finding out who's involved, capturing them, and then taking care of business. Whenever something is being planned, they've done very good about thwarting it before it happens, all right? So look, tomorrow, the virtual launch of the 5th Iraq Oil and Gas Conference. This is good because they're going to discuss what they need to do to prepare for the future if the pandemic issue continues forward. Okay, so again, Iraq is in the eye of the hurricane. Parliament acknowledges that there are no salaries for the current month. Look, every month we go through this. Every month they find a way to get the salaries. We all know what we want to see, just increase the Iraqi dinar. That should help out, in my opinion, with a lot of your debt. So you got to love this article. Speaking of, watch this. Al-Qadimi spokesman. More than 25 officials are behind bars. Al-Qadimi is no joke. When he is draining the Iraqi swamp, he is draining the swamp. So it was on Sunday that the Prime Minister, Al-Qadimi, said that more than 25 officials and corrupt whales are behind bars. For us, whales are people who are really rich, really, really super rich, in case you didn't know. So when you're doing investments, we know that whales, people are really wealthy, have a tendency to manipulate the markets. So he's talking about some very rich people. So 25 officials and some very rich peoples are behind bars. 25 officials, in addition to the corrupt whales, are under bars and under investigation during the first 2 months of Al-Qadimi's government. This is what I'm talking about, man. Making these kind of moves. Let's show the world that you're capable of handling the corruption. So I love this news. The government counted the number of martyrs and wounded in the October protests, and the government is now working to uncover the killers of the demonstrators. The government has worked to secure and protect the demonstrators during today's demonstrations. Yeah, we know that. They're still under investigations. But nonetheless, 25 officials, this is just showing the world, but it should also be showing the people of Iraq that this government is there for them, unlike the previous administrations. This is great. I love it. This is going to be, it's going to look really good. Any eyes in the international community, not only is Al-Qadimi capable of getting in there and doing something with the corruption, doing something with the economies, reform, working with the demonstrators. I mean, he seems to be the man of the people, and I love to see that, by the way, because I'm really praying and hoping for the Iraqi people as well as everybody else over there in the Middle East. All right, you guys, that's it for now. If you liked the video, hit the thumbs up button. If you're not a subscriber, please do so, because when you do, it helps out the channel, and I surely do appreciate it. And I'll catch you later.